We gonna do it podcast microphone style. We gonna make it quick.
So something kind of funny happened in February of 2020. It wasn't really that funny. It's like the biggest miscalculation of my entire life. So Spice and I, we were watching some show, forgot what it was. Lately we've been watching Naruto Shippuden.
You are my fan!
Whatever. In February of 2020, we were watching some show, and after an episode of that show ended, I went to go get a drink, and she started looking at her phone. She started scrolling on Twitter, and she says to me,
"Hey, you haven't heard about this COVID thing, have you? Should we be worried about it?"
Again, this is February of 2020. And I'm like, yeah, I read something about that on Twitter. Some people are getting sick in China or something, but you know, it's over there in China. And she's like,
"Oh, okay. It just seemed kind of scary, so I figured I'd ask, but, you know, whatever."
And I said, yeah, it's nothing. People being sick in China, that has nothing to do with us.
So that was a fucking lie.
Okay, I learned my lesson. I don't want to make the same mistake. Things are happening currently, today. And I don't want to just pretend like I didn't see World War III trending on Twitter yesterday.
What kind of place is this?
Apparently some missile hit Poland, killed a couple of people. People on Twitter, they were talking about NATO and Article 4 and Article 5 and nuclear fallout. And I just feel like this is something that we should talk about. So let's try and get to the bottom of this today before we just get back into talking about whatever other fun stuff. So today is Wednesday, November 16th, 2022. Welcome to Therapy, and shout out Tyler, the Creator, for the beat, of course.
Therapy, Season 3 of Therapy, Season 3 of Therapy, Season 3 of Therapy, Season 3 of Therapy, Season
4 coming soon. So last night, Spice and I, once again, we're watching TV. We are watching Naruto Shippuden. Naruto! And in between episodes, I'm on Twitter, I'm scrolling, and I'm checking the trending. I see Poland, the country, Poland, is #1 trending, and it has 700,000 tweets next to it. Now, if you don't spend a lot of time on Twitter, typically you go to the trending tab, and there's a list of things 1 to 10, 1 to 20, and it'll show you what exactly is trending, what everybody is talking about. And next to the word or phrase that's trending, it'll show you exactly how many people have tweeted about this. 700,000 is a lot. It's a huge number. So I'm like, something big just happened in Poland. And as soon as I tap on the tweet, I see things like,
"Poland, please don't invoke Article 5. I like existing and not being turned into radioactive dust." Seeing World War III trending, expecting it to be about Ticketmaster, but it's really because Russia fired missiles into Poland. Oh God. Russia attacking Poland and maybe starting World War III trending lower than Taylor Swift fans. Mad Ticketmaster isn't letting them buy. Pre-sale is the funniest thing I've seen all day. When you realize World War III is imminent now that Russia quote-unquote accidentally sent a missile flying to Poland that's part of NATO. World War III is trending because Russian missiles crossed into Poland and killed 2 people. They might invoke Article 5 and the year isn't even over. Suspected Russian missile hits Poland, a NATO nation. Do not escalate this war. We want peace, not World War III. Humanity depends on it. When you wake up from a power nap and see Poland, Russian missiles, and Article 5 with 2 dead trending.
now listen, I have a journalism degree, okay? Maybe my brain works a little quicker and a little bit harder than most people that are just surfing through Twitter looking up the Poland trending hashtag. Here's the thing. If you spent 5 minutes on Twitter after checking out the #1 trending thing, you would probably go to bed last night assuming that Russia hit Poland with some missiles, killing 2 people for no reason at all. Like it was an accident. As we know, as I've mentioned previously in this podcast before, Russia has been at war with Ukraine basically the entire calendar year of 2022. Like, I'm pretty sure it started around February. Editor Derek, fact check me.
You're good.
And they are still fighting them. And as far as Twitter was concerned, last night, and to be fair, there were a lot of people, verified, blue check marks, that used to mean a lot more. There are a lot of news outlets even hinting at the fact that Russia hit Poland with these 2 missiles and killed 2 people. Now, the 2 people dying was legit. The missile hitting Poland was legit. Now, me, I like to double check a couple of things, do a little bit of verification, leave the bird site and confirm things. But at the time, because this is me, selfish American, I was like, look, it's been a long day. Me and the wife, we worked hard. Russia's wilding out, hit 2 people in Poland. Things are tough, things are bad, but I don't think World War III is going to start tonight. Let's watch some more Naruto. Now, here's where things get very, very weird. First things first, I just want to establish a couple of words and phrases that were being thrown around last night. After people heard about Poland getting hit with these missiles, everybody was saying,
Don't invoke Article 5. Oh no, Article 5 is coming.
watch out for Article 5, the world's going to blow up. So what is Article 5? First things first, NATO, NATO, it stands for the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, also called the North Atlantic Alliance. It is an intergovernmental military alliance between 30 member states. It's 28 European and 2 North American. So Article 5, when it comes to NATO, it's referred to as the principle of collective defense, meaning that an attack against one ally is considered as an attack against all allies. So essentially, if Russia were to hypothetically shoot a missile at Florida, God forbid, right? And they hit somebody and it hurt somebody, let's say it killed 2 people, like a missile hit somebody in Poland, then we would expect
The homies to pull up.
the other 29 countries that are a part of NATO to say, oh, we got to take out Russia now. An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. Now, Ukraine, they are not a part of NATO. So when Russia started beef with them, we're really doing them favors by sending them all this money, sending them all this help, telling them that we got their back because they're not a part of NATO. An attack on Ukraine is not an attack on the rest of us.
There you go.
That's why last night it was such a huge deal when apparently, reportedly,
Allegedly.
Russian missiles had hit Poland. Now, this is the craziest thing ever. So I wake up this morning, I get back on Twitter, and I'm like, hey, what's going on with World War III? Like, is it starting? And Spice and I were having this ridiculous conversation this morning about, like, are we in danger? Like, if World War III does hypothetically start, we were talking about the blast radius of a tactical nuke. We were like, we live in Smyrna. God forbid, And she's like, oh, well, if they attack, they're going to attack big cities, right? I was like, sweetheart, Nashville is a big city. And she's like, we're not in Nashville. I was like, we're not that far away from Nashville. I was like, realistically speaking, though, if there was a war and people wanted beef with the United States, they would be hitting the coast first. We have missile defense systems. It's a crazy conversation to even have in the morning while you're getting ready for work or you're getting ready to do a podcast or whatever. But we were talking about that, and I was like, maybe this is something that we should discuss. So here's the crazy bit, all right? I wake up this morning. I get on Twitter, and you know what the breaking news is? Russia didn't even hit Poland.
What?
It wasn't even them. It was Ukraine.
Oh my God, bro. We got it all wrong.
Apparently, Russia was firing tons of missiles at Ukraine, as they have been doing all year, and Ukraine was using their defense system, and the defense system fired a missile that hit Poland. So Ukraine did it.
Damn.
Now, some people on Twitter are arguing that even though Ukraine fired the missile to hit Poland, it's somehow still Russia's fault, because you could argue that the only reason that missile defense system is active is because Russia is attacking Ukraine in the first place. But I don't really think that absolves Ukraine. Like, they killed 2 real people. Like, 2 people in Poland really died. And you can't just be like, well, that's just what happens when we don't take care of Russia. Like, no, like, what? Here's the even bigger scandal. As soon as these people were killed in Poland, dude running Ukraine, what's his name? Vladimir Zelensky. He comes out and he's like, see, this is why we need you guys' help. This is why we need more money. This is why we need more weapons, because Russia, they're a terrorist organization. We want the United States help. We want NATO help. Blow them off the planet. And it's like, dude. First of all, we've been helping. Secondly, we all know Russia's bad. Like, we know Russia's like bad people. You don't need to lie. Liar! And this is just one of those things where it's like, okay, obviously Russia's bad, but just how good is Ukraine? Like, I understand desperate times, desperate measures, but we've already sent you billions and billions of dollars. We're clearly willing to assist you, probably more than we even should, but that's besides the point. You don't have to lie, okay? You can't fire a missile at somebody and kill innocent people and be like,
They did that.
grow up. So the reason why this is such a big deal to me, not just the missile hitting those 2 people in Poland, it's an awful thing that happened. It's like a random small little farm or village or something like that. Editor Derek, get the details if we need them, but
It killed 2 Polish people at a grain processing plant.
it's just very strange, the reaction on Twitter that you get when something like this happens. People were so quick to take a story and run with it, to blame Russia, and then start making memes immediately. Like, here's one that I'm personally guilty of, right? So somebody said, "This is the rest of the world to Poland right now," and it's just this video.
Hey, no, stop. Just calm down. Don't do it.
And the joke is like, it's sad. It's sad. Twitter is such a weird place because, in one of the tweets that I mentioned earlier, somebody was talking about like, oh, there's some parts of Twitter where people are freaking out because they can't get Taylor Swift tickets, and then there's other parts of Twitter where people are horrified because they think that World War III is starting, and then there's people like me that don't really have the time to do a bunch of research on it because I'm just trying to watch TV with my wife, and I just like share a quick clip. But I think the responsible thing to do is not to spread and share what could essentially be propaganda, because it would greatly benefit Ukraine to have everybody believe that Russia just out of the blue hit Poland with a missile, when in fact it was Ukraine on accident, and it would greatly benefit Russia for people to know that Ukraine actually, while trying to, mount a defense of their own, accidentally killed somebody in Poland, so maybe the rest of the world will stop helping them because they're reckless, and we've already sent them billions and billions of dollars, and this is what they do with it. They're hitting random farmers in Poland. But the point is, Twitter is a crazy place, and what a time to be alive, where the moment something happens in a different area of the world, something that could potentially spark Article 4, Article 5, NATO's response, Biden to have to be woken up from his slumber to make a statement. Like, these are crazy times. And I want to just come on here and talk about all this crazy stuff that Kanye's been doing in the past couple months. I want to come on here and just talk about who I think got snubbed at the Grammys, but Russia keeps firing, North Korea keeps firing, and every once in a while you pop on Twitter on the good old Bird app and you see that World War III is trending, and you're like, do I even tap it? Do I even tap in? Do I even want to start going down the rabbit hole? Do I want to start sifting through a bunch of different tweets and hashtags and looking up sources to cite? I'm 13 minutes into this recording. I've already had to look up like 6 or 7 articles because I care about telling the truth, but most people on the internet don't. So, I'd love to get more into it, but I gotta go to work. But in the meantime, if you're concerned, if you're worried, I just wanted to let you know everything's good right now. World War III is not starting, and I can only hope that this isn't one of those situations like February of 2020 where I look at the love of my life in her eyes and I tell her, that stuff going on over there, that's over there stuff going on over there. You don't have to worry about it. And then all of a sudden,
More than 1 million lives cut short across America.
If you've made it this far, I love you, mean it. New Therapy on Friday, new episodes on my YouTube every day. Hopefully the next time you hear me, I will have somebody else on the show and we can talk about something that's a little less nuclear Armageddon based. Love you, mean it. Enjoy the outro.
Guess who? It's your favorite self-obsessed narcissist. Scratch that, something like a self-proclaimed arsonist. Yeah, he got that fucking fire, so he's sparking up. You barking up the fucking wrong tree if you calling him out.
Bing bong. Fuck your life. Ops all scared like I snuck a knife. I'm light skinned till you cut the light. Career B student, I'm somewhat bright. Loose with the diet with the bars, I'm tight. And y'all feel left out like I just turned right. And that's weak as hell, but I'm cool as Mike like Tyson. Jackson? He rapping like someone said last day on earth. Keep it 100, but he don't play turf. This year he swimming, but he never surf. Cause he love these white people, but he won't partake. He is just happy he got a fair shake. Babe said lose weight, but got wrong kind of shake. He need the protein, but he got the Oreo. Boo-hoo, he going home, but you don't want the smoke. Back to school, but I'm the teacher. Looking at my girl crazy, but you want a t-shirt. No, I'm talking crazy like I sleep with a 9. Lover, not a fighter, but you can't mess with mine. Out of my element, avatar. Better stop asking if I'm busy, I get mad at y'all. Y'all don't even have a car. Why you talking rap if you never even had a bar? Now we pop off and that's no cap, and I'm bass backwards like Snow Black, and I won't explain, but I make the rules, cause it's my show, I'm the guru, and who knew he go this hard?